Hi everyone. So on this webinar, we're going to take a look at the steps that are required to create a temp shift job with no RTD, so no rate time definition and no framework. So although that sounded like quite a complicated title for a webinar, actually what we're going to do now is actually very simple, which is why I want to show you now. So basically, when we built the frameworks into the system, the idea was for temp shift jobs, what we would give the option for is you can build a framework of preset rates in there. And the real reason behind it was for our clients who had the same rates that applied to multiple clients at one time. So what you were having to do previously in the ADAPT system is go into every single client and then each job and set your rates up multiple times. So what we did is built the framework so you can set the rates up once and apply those rates. Once they're done, they're done. You can just apply it to as many different clients as you want, and it's really simple. In this scenario, this is for people that don't need the frameworks. You do not have to use frameworks at all in the system. It's just an option if it makes things easier for you. So if you don't need them, you're getting either one-off jobs or a job that's coming in with a specific rate that's for that client that's just going to be ongoing. You can just go in and create the job and not use a framework. So what you would do is you'd go and create your job as normal. So it's always going to be relating to temp shift, never temp regular. You would then go and add in your job category and your mandatory fields. So I've got an assistant, a warehouse assistant. You can see that's created it in the job title. If I do the same option here, there we go. And you can see you can change this around. So actually I'm going to say, swap that about. Makes more sense. There we go. Brilliant. So at this point, the important part is that you see here, rate time definition type is defaulted in the system to time bands. That is a standard default. You can go into here and select no RTD. So what you're telling the system when you select no RTD is that you do not want to link to a framework in any way. So you must go and select this. If you've decided as a company that you're never going to use frameworks, let us know or let your administrator know, so we can default this to always say no RTD. Then you can simply come down here. New job rates will be your option. You click on to next, and it takes you to the page where you then build your rates for that role. So you can see you can put in your currency, you can put in your base rate for this role, and then you can choose whether there's going to be a markup applied or a percentage. You can also add in post AWR weeks or for rates, for week 13 if your role is likely to continue for that long. So down here is where you build your rates. You simply go into rate type, click onto the black file, pick your rates. The first one will be the basic rate, and then it will work out those calculations for you. And then if you've got any further rates to put in, so you might have a particular Saturday rate, for example, or overtime, you can go in, and if they're paid the same for a Saturday, you would then leave that. If they're paid on a Saturday, say time and a quarter, in the multiplier you could put 1.25, and then it will calculate those figures for you. The reason the plus is there is if it's not a multiplier, it might be that they were going to get an extra £1 or £2 an hour. So it's a monetary amount. You could put in plus £2 an hour and see that adds that in for you. Let's put that 0 back in. And that's it. You just add in any rates that you need for that role. So you're creating them as you go. Create the job. And that is how you create your temp shift job using no framework and no RTD as your selection. So then you can go to the temp desk after that, find your job and start building and filling your shifts.